It is another heavy rainmaker blowing into central and eastern Kentucky. Flash flood watches are out, and we're tracking the latest rain totals coming up.
A morning car crash kills a mother. We're tracking the investigation into what caused it.
2 Bell County jail employees are out of the hospital after they were beaten during an escape attempt last night.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. WKYT News starts now with First Alert Weather.
We have more rounds of showers and thunderstorms moving across the area this afternoon.
And since we've had so much rain the last few weeks, it will not take much to cause flooding. We're also getting reports of high winds. A large tree was knocked down in the Greendale Road area of Lexington. Officer Don was mentioning several places, Chris, where that is the case, so strong wind.
Yeah, it's with this thunderstorm cluster that is right on top of the Bourbon County area as of now, and that's going to continue to roll toward the northeast or the east, just to the north of Interstate 64. Treat this as if it's a severe thunderstorm. It is producing wind damage all across the Lexington area, and in its wake, we're likely to see additional reports of wind damage showing up here from Cynthiana through Bourbon County and into Clark County. No warning with this, but whenever on radar you notice you have a kind of a little backward C here, this is the apex of our bow. This is where the strongest winds are currently directed, toward the eastern part of Bourbon County, Nicholas County, northern Montgomery, eventually into parts of Bath and Fleming counties as well. So minor wind damage at least, if not something a little more significant, a possibility. You get from Cynthiana toward the headquarters area, Millersburg, and just to the east now of downtown Paris along 537 here. That takes us over toward Plum, 460 down to North Middletown. Damaging winds, a good likelihood there. You see that sharp gradient on your radar picture here? That is telling you that that has a big push of likely damaging winds on the leading edge of that as it's rolling its way through. It is just to the north of downtown Winchester, at least the strongest part of that cell. Rains behind this toward the station here on Winchester Road, Hamburg Pavilion. Into downtown Lexington, at least a small break from the heaviest rains, although we're getting ready to see the rain increasing again from west to east. And it's all part of a system that continues to throw clusters of thunderstorms. We're trying to fire up a few here from Somerset back toward the Russell Springs area as well. Those thunderstorm clusters continue to fire up and make their way right across the area. Look at the next round, southwest of Louisville toward Owensboro. Oh, we've got more rounds that show up back to the southwest into parts of Arkansas. All of this stuff is aimed directly into the Bluegrass State, guys. Over the next 24 hours, roughly, many of us could pick up 1 to 3 inches of rain, if not some locally higher amounts. Watch the flash flood potential over the next several hours and really through tomorrow. In the short term, watch that damaging wind thread. Bourbon County, Nicholas County, over into Montgomery, Bath, and Fleming counties. That's within the next half hour.
All right, Chris, we know you'll break in as soon as you need to do that. We're always tracking storms here on WKYT.com, and you can do that too. You can use an interactive radar to zoom all the way into your neighborhood. Download the WKYT News and Radar apps to keep up with the weather when you're on the go. And share your pictures and video with us. Email them to eyewitness@WKYT.com or use the hashtag KYWeather. A car crash took a mother's life this morning.
The woman died when her car went through a plank fence on Long Lick Pike in northern Scott County around 11:30. 2 children were in the car and survived. WKYT's Garrett Weimer is tracking the investigation in our top story at 5.
Scott County Coroner John Goebel tells us he believes alcohol and speed played parts in that crash not far from where I'm standing here on Long Lick Pike. He has identified the woman who died as 46-year-old Michelle Louise Rojas. Goebel says Rojas had 2 kids with her when her truck went off the road. We're told the kids, both under the age of 10, were in car seats and thankfully weren't hurt. Goebel says the kids were taken to the hospital as a precaution, where they were treated and released. It all happened around 11:30, about 6 miles from US 25 on a rural road with no shoulder to speak of, allowing for little margin for error after deputies say the driver lost control.
She ran off the right shoulder, ran through a plank fence, came to rest hitting a tree.
Again, Coroner John Goebel says he does believe alcohol and speed were factors in the crash. He told me he does not know where Rojas was going with the kids when the crash happened. In Scott County, Garrett Weimer, WKYT.
Tucker Yoakum and Wilson Funeral Home is handling Rojas's funeral arrangements.
Two inmates face charges for a violent but failed attempt to escape from jail. The Bell County jailer says Christopher Dixon and Kenneth Williams used broken broom handles to beat two corrections officers last night. As WKYT's Victor Puente shows us, officials think the pair made their escape plan a week in advance.
These two inmates are facing new charges after the jailer says they attacked two of his officers with broken broom handles and even threatened to kill one of them. Christopher Dixon and Kenneth Williams were in a cell together Monday night when a jail employee went to open their door to move one of them within the building.
When the cell door was open, our officer was just rushed.
Ferguson says the two men used broken broom handles to attack Sergeant John Parton and Officer Valerie Brock.
They took advantage of their opportunity to do the cleaning, to get the brooms and mops and whatever, and then they broke them and had them concealed.
He says Dixon used a jail radio to contact another employee, Amy Webb, who was in the control room. She told police he threatened to kill one of her co-workers if she didn't open the doors of the jail.
And Amy Webb, she's sitting in control, seeing all this happen, and knowing at any moment all she has to do is open the door and all this can stop.
Webb refused and instead called dispatchers, who sent state and local police.
Containing them within the walls of the jail certainly takes away the public safety aspect of the whole thing.
The Bell County Sheriff's Office is investigating the escape attempt. They've charged the two with first-degree escape, promoting contraband, third-degree assault of a correction employee, and unlawful imprisonment.
The first thing I thought about was my officer's safety, and the second thing, did we maintain the integrity and security of the building?
Both of the officers who were attacked were taken to Pineville Community Hospital for treatment. They've since been released. In Bell County, Victor Puente, WKYT.
Dixon was in jail on robbery and possession of a forged instrument charges. Williams was originally charged with attempted murder, violating parole, theft, and assault on a corrections employee. Two Pike County inmates are accused of trying to break out of a jail by drilling a hole in the wall. Jailers say that Derek Noonmaker and Ronald Skeens turned a metal spring from a weight bench into a screwdriver and used it to carve out the hole. Both men say they had nothing to do with it.
I had 3 months left on my sentence. Like, I'm not trying to break out of nowhere. I have no reason to try to escape this place. Like, I've got 2 kids. Why I risked 2 or 3 years whenever I just got 3 months left.
The jailer says the men tried to hide the hole by filling it with toilet paper and covering it with toothpaste. Both men have been charged with attempted escape.
We are learning more about a raid at the Indiana home of longtime Subway spokesperson Jared Fogle. Federal and state authorities went to his home outside Indianapolis this morning. Jennifer Palumbo is at the live desk. And Jennifer, what have you been able to learn about this raid?
Well, Amber, Subway has just announced it is ending its relationship with Jared Fogle because of this investigation. The FBI and Indiana State Police aren't saying why they were at Fogle's home, but Subway says the raid is likely linked to an investigation into a man who used to run the foundation Fogle created. Back in May, federal prosecutors charged Russell Taylor with production and possession of child pornography. Taylor used to be the executive director of the Jared Foundation that focuses on fighting childhood obesity. Agents were seen removing electronics from Fogle's home in Zionsville and searching it with a police dog. The scene came as a shock to one of his neighbors.
Only thing I ever see around his home are happy people doing their yard, waving. So I'm shocked and upset, of course, and saddened. A great figure in our community, and he's lived here and been a great help, at least with our homeowners association. Just had, nothing bad to say about him.
The 37-year-old Fogle has not been arrested. He became famous 15 years ago when he lost 245 pounds by exercising and regularly eating Subway sandwiches. But again, Subway has just said it has severed its relationship with Fogle. But again, he does not face any charges at this time. At the live desk, Jennifer Palumbo, WKYT.
Jennifer, thank you. An attorney for Jared Fogle says his client is cooperating with the investigation and looks forward to its conclusion.
It's not the kind of surprise any of us want to face. A National Guardsman headed to his car this morning only to discover that someone had stolen it. Well, fortunately, he had it back within a matter of hours. Sean Moody shows us how a fellow Guardsman helped him find that car.
Well, it didn't take all that long to find the car, only about an hour or an hour and a half from when it was first reported stolen. The police are working to get fingerprints, but the owner is also thanking his fellow Guard members for their quick work. Major Travis Huber was in Frankfurt this morning for National Guard training. When he headed out to his car this morning, it was gone.
Kind of a strange feeling when you first walk out and you think you're going to work and all your equipment and everything's in that vehicle and it's not there anymore.
Around the same time, someone else noticed a strange car in their driveway a few miles away. The car had National Guard license plates, so the homeowner asked the Guard member across the street if it was his. It wasn't, but he was determined to figure out whose it was.
But within an hour, the Kentucky Guard had leaped into action and had found my vehicle for me. I took the license plate, found my name on some of my equipment in the vehicle, searched our official records, and then notified me within an hour's time.
Huber said 2 guns and a computer were missing. He was just glad to have the car back, though.
Glad to be a member of the Kentucky Army National Guard family. That's what we've always done. We take care of each other, and we're going to continue to do that.
Police said whoever took the car would face theft charges for the car itself, the guns that were inside, as well as that computer. In Frankfurt, Sean Moody, WKYT.
Huber says he is also missing a protective vest.